The dead pope on trial. The bizarre case of the Cadaver Synod. Imagine this: a pope, dead for months, gets dug up, dressed in sacred robes, and dragged into a courtroom to stand trial. Sounds like something out of a horror movie, right? But it really happened. This is the true story of the Cadaver Synod, the trial of a dead pope. This bizarre event was no legend, it was real. Known as the Cadaver Synod, it remains one of the most macabre episodes in all of church history. It's a story of power, revenge, and obsession, where a grudge didn't just survive death, it dug it back up. Pope Formosus had a complicated past. Before becoming pope, he was a bishop of Porto, a man admired for his intellect, but entangled in church politics. He'd been excommunicated once, then reinstated, then elevated to pope. But his actions made enemies, especially in a time when papal politics were blood sport. After his death in 896, his successor, Pope Stephen VI, came to power. And he came with a grudge, one so strong he couldn't let it rest in peace. Under Stephen's orders, Formosus's body was dug up from its tomb. A year after his death, his corpse was bloated, decomposed, but still robed in sacred vestments. It was placed on a throne in the Lateran Basilica, and the synod began. A deacon stood beside the corpse to speak for him. Meanwhile, Pope Stephen hurled charges of perjury, illegal papacy, and violations of canon law. There was no defense. How could there be? Formosus, dead and silent, sat slumped, while Stephen grew increasingly frenzied, more like a man exercising personal demons than delivering justice. At one point, Stephen shouted directly at the corpse, as if daring it to speak. In the end, Formosus was found guilty. His papacy was declared invalid. The sacred fingers he once used to give blessings were sliced off. His body, now stripped of its robes, was dragged through the streets of Rome and thrown into the Tiber River. The people of Rome were horrified. Even in an age of brutality, this crossed a line. The public turned on Pope Stephen VI, who was imprisoned and strangled to death shortly afterward. Formosa's body was eventually recovered and reburied in St. Peter's Basilica. The next pope, Theodore II, annulled the Cadaver Synod and restored Formosus's honor. Later popes banned posthumous trials altogether. This wasn't just about religious law. It was a power play, personal vengeance masquerading as justice. A reminder that even the most sacred institutions are not immune to human flaws, fear, pride, and obsession. And in the end, the Cadaver Synod stands as a dark warning of what happens when hatred outlives the man who sparked it. History is full of strange and disturbing tales, but this one, it's in a league of its own. If you enjoy dark history, ancient mysteries, and true stories you won't believe, hit that subscribe button. And tell me, was Pope Stephen insane, or just a man who took revenge too far?